Game of Thrones returns, or rather, House of the Dragon returns. The first 2 episodes of the second season are so reminiscent of the parent series that the comparison is as apt as Littlefinger's reincarnation, Larry Strong.
Every time I'm faced with a decision, I close my eyes and see the same picture. A picture of me.
The fact that the second season feels more like Game of Thrones than the first has various reasons.
I'll kill them!
However, this is in no way intended to undermine the quality of the first season. The focus back then was simply on a different aspect.
Promise to be faithful to King Viserys and to his named heir,
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Concentrated on one place, stretched over time, and more intimate in the family constellations. The main focus was on the complex relationships and power struggles within the Targaryen dynasty.
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
In Season 2, the characters are established and mature. Their positions seem clear for the time being.
Cannot trust you, Daemon.
Greens versus blacks. At least as clear as Game of Thrones allows it to be.
And so will Aegon's. The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
This opens up the world of Westeros, visualized in the new intro. While the first season's intro symbolized the Targaryen bloodline through bloody rivers, the new intro shows us a stylized illustration in which the blood leaves its predefined path and spreads out in a stitched tapestry. This is modeled on a famous Bayeux tapestry, which features the conquest of England by William the Conqueror, an inspiration for George R.R. Martin's Aegon the Conqueror. In the ornate embroidery, we leave King's Landing and see scenes from all over Westeros. According to showrunner Ryan Condal, the tapestry will continue to change as the season progresses. Filled with new stories that Season 2 is writing. Just as the beginning of a war is immortalized here by the death of Lucerys Velaryon at the hands of Aemon Targaryen at the end of the first season. That's the background to Season 2. Two years have passed, but time seems to have stood still in Westeros. Season 2 picks up exactly where Season 1 ended, but from a different perspective. A raven delivers the news of his brother's death to Jaehaerys Velaryon, accompanied by the words of Lord Cragan Stark about the service that House Stark in the north has sworn to the Seven Kingdoms, and accompanied by the familiar music of Ramin Djawadi.
All men of honor must pay its price. The North owes a great duty to the Seven Kingdoms, one older than any oath.
At the Wall, Jaehaerys seeks Lord Cragan's support in his mother's war. Their swords, the old family sword Ice, made of Valyrian steel, and the one of the at least from Valyrian blood descended Jaehaerys, symbolized their origin and position.
Unless he believed the Conqueror could bring unity to the Seven Kingdoms.
You are right in that.
That unity is now threatened. The realm will soon tear itself apart.
According to the original book, Jaehaerys and Cragan spend a lot of time together in the north, and it's said to be they who make the Pact of Ice and Fire, which is intended to marry their descendants to each other.
So keep your queen warm.
Cragen does not yet play a major role in this season. According to actor Tom Taylor, this was just a small teaser, but there's more to come.
We cannot wage it without the support of the North.
The news of Lucerys' death changes the dynamic and opens a new, dark phase. The end of the first season comes to full circle and finally opens Season 2.
This war will not be won with dragons alone, but with dragons.
The political landscape of Westeros is reflected in the divided camps of the Blacks and the Greens.
Harrenhal is the key to the Riverlands.
On the Black side, there's disagreement about how to proceed.
We're flying out.
While Rhaenys reaffirms her faith in the absent Rhaenyra, Daemon is ready to open the Dance of Dragons immediately and seize the throne he has always been denied.
As must I.
We're going to King's Landing.
To what end?
Rhaenyra must first convince herself of the truth. By finding Lucerys' washed-up remains, she tries to make peace with the inescapable reality. A peace that can no longer be made. In contrast to this are the Greens and Alicent Hightower. She was an admirer of Sir Criston Cole long before Rhaenyra did.
Gods, he's Dornish.
I was hoping to ask for the princess's favor.
As Queen Widow, she now moves into Rhaenyra's all chambers, which she leaves largely unchanged.
We're expected at the small council, Your Grace.
She even leaves the furniture in the same place. This decision emphasizes the tensions between past and present that still lie between them. Exactly where Rhaenyra once became intimate with Cole, Alicent now does the same.
Yes, Your Grace.
That Cole continues to call her Your Grace as if it's all just a fulfillment of duty at least leads us to believe that the relationship originates with her.
There's a chill in the air.
As compensation for a lost influence over Aemond, but also over Aegon.
Lord Dalton Greyjoy.
Aemond, what is your business here?
The king summoned me.
You do not have a seat at this council.
Aemond is my closest blood and our best sword. I welcome him.
Aegon, under the influence of Otto Hightower, tries to rule as if nothing had happened, which arouses the suspicion of Sir Larys Strong, who raises doubts and seeks his own place in the new power structure.
Reputation as being pliable.
I am aware. How?
With Rhaenyra's return to Dragonstone, the first episode of the second season is given its name, expressed in the only sentence Rhaenyra says in the entire episode.
Trade to King's Landing will soon be cut off.
I want Aemond Targaryen.
Her plea for simple revenge rather than sophisticated war plans bring Daemon onto the scene, whose shady behavior and true motives continue to raise questions.
You.
Mysaria, Daemon's former lover, sees through the intrigues within his family and introduces a new motive to the series: the effects on the common people and their reactions to the plots of the people in power.
You speak of highborn games. I am commonborn.
How long have you been selling secrets to Otto Hightower?
As long as he had gold to pay for them.
So far, House of the Dragon has overlooked the active role of the common people, an aspect that Game of Thrones masterfully incorporated by showing how the political games of the elites affected the lives of the ordinary people. Be it the ominous familiarity between the High Lords and their subjects, or the common blacksmith who could play a crucial role, the series begins to tell the stories of the common people and emphasize their importance in the great political games. Helena, as the new queen, takes over her mother's royal chambers and radically changes them. Her prophetic and mostly still confused dreams, which she embroiders on the walls like graffiti, show a deep connection to the mystical premonitions of the Targaryen dynasty.
What if he does not want to be king?
Where is he?
However, Helena remains a child that nobody listens to, even though her predictions could affect the future of the realm.
I'm afraid.
Don't be. They'd be fools to come with Vhagar protecting the city.
Not the dragons. The rats.
We should have learned from Season 1 that when Daemon sneaks through the streets of King's Landing wearing a hood, shocking twists will follow.
You bear a mislike for the High Towers.
Fuck the High Towers.
Rhaenyra's demand for revenge was clear and yet unusually brutal. Daemon, her counterpart, acts less clearly.
I was also given to understand that you possess a unique knowledge of the Red Keep.
Michael's tunnels. Great big rat's nest it is. I know them better than the shape of my arm.
The series repeats the tried and tested pattern of the books and the Mother series. Readers and viewers are never all-knowing. The story of Blood and Cheese, whose names are not even handed down, is a tale. Blood, the former butcher, and Cheese, the rat catcher.
Who the fuck is she?
She's the queen, she is.
They approach their victims through the sewers of the Red Keep. The set design is minimalistic and limited to natural light sources. The light flits hauntingly through the corridors, just like the intruders. Despite and precisely because of the minimalism, it is the details that reflect the effort. Viserys' statue must watch as his crumbling legacy reaches the point of no return. The original story of Blood and Cheese is George R. R. Martin's version of Sophie's Choice and ends just as traumatizingly.
The mother knows.
Which?
Helena's choice between Jaehaerys and the elder Jaehaerys is, unlike in the book, made easier by the absence of the younger brother Maelor, which also changes choice. It is not a question of who is the sought-after heir to the throne, but which of the two children the queen is willing to give up. The tragedy is compounded when Helena's choice is based on her fears of Jaehaerys' future and his destiny as heir to the Iron Throne. In the end, however, it is the elder and therefore direct heir to the throne who is killed by the invaders. These adjustments have one advantage. They maximize Aegon's dramatic fall by causing him to lose his heir to the throne, making a wrong decision in context even more serious. The season opener ends just as dramatically as the previous season final. Just the Sword continues to drive the ongoing spiral of violence and revenge in the world of Westeros. From King's Landing to Winterfell.